Hey babes, it's your girl Real Yani Shay, and I am back with another video.
Working OT, trying to show you what it's like to know me. Never said hey, you approach me. I've been thinking about you and you only. And we just like to fuck, that's nothing else. You know, I'm falling in love, that's for someone else.
I'm finna move y'all close. I wanted my background to show, but I need y'all to be right here in my face, period. So y'all read the title. Y'all already know what this video is today. Today I am bringing y'all I was about to say get ready with me. Like, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? But no, y'all, I'm gonna bring y'all a story time on how I tried to sneak somebody in my house. I actually filmed the story time before. I'm about to show y'all because I was just watching it. I filmed the story time 3 years ago and I deleted it immediately because I was scared that a family member or somebody was gonna come across it and then snitch, or I was scared that my mother or father was gonna come across it and be like, oh, so this is what she was out here doing. Now it's like they come across it, it's like it already happened. It's we about almost 4 years in, so it's like you can't really get mad no more. I can't get in trouble for it no more. Let's just say that I can't get in trouble for it no more, so I'm gonna do it now. So this story time took place in, oh wait, before I even get started, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, check out my other videos, make sure you follow my social medias. They will be down in the description below. And now let's get into it. But this story time took place in 2020, the ending of, was it 2020? It was 2020. It was like close to the end of 2020, and it was in October. So October of 2020. And around that time, I had just turned 16. I was like, let's see. I was 3 months in. I was 16 for 3 months at this point. Like, yeah. So the boy that I snuck in or whatever, his name, we named him Toxic in the last story time. This is the same boy from the last story time. What did I name that story time? The story time was he cheated on me with my best friend. Yeah, Toxic from that story time. That's what we talking about. So at this point, me and Toxic, this was like before all of that craziness happened with the girl or whatever. But yeah, so I remember, I gotta give y'all a backstory on why I even decided to do what I decided to do, because trust me, I had a reason and a motive behind why I did what I did and did. So y'all, my little sister's birthday is in September. Her birthday is September 25th, and my parents threw my little sister a party or whatever. They threw her a little 1-2-1-2. She had like her god sisters over and then her cousins over. So it was just a bunch of kids. Like when I say a house full of kids, I mean a house full of kids. I might put a video in here so y'all can see, like, it was literally a bunch of kids running around. And you know, kids is messy. Kids don't really be cleaning up after themselves. So yeah, it was a bunch of mess after everybody left. Like, not only did she have a party, she had a sleepover after that. So party during the day, you already know it's a bunch of trash from the party, plates, all of that craziness, like trash loaded to the top for sure. Then you had a sleepover, and then the people that she had there was over, of course, the next day until their parents came and picked them up. So it's just more trash piling up or whatever. Fast forward to I'm trying to think what day. Fast forward to the 27th. Okay, my mother, like, at this point, no kids is there, party over, no sleepover, like nobody's there. It's just the regular people that live in the house that was in the house. So my mother had a client that day or whatever the case may be, and I'm like, okay, she got a client, clearly that's gonna be more trash. My mother does hair, so you know, it's like clearly it's gonna be more trash. It's gonna be hair all over the place. Like, I might as well just wait until she's finished done doing her client hair, and then we're gonna get a move on this trash. Like, I already had it in my mind, like, I'm just gonna take the trash out after she's done with her client, because why not? So fast forward, her client leave or whatever, and y'all, my mother is doing the most. She all like, y'all need to take this trash. Well, not even y'all. She kept coming to me because my chore in the house is to take out the trash or whatever the case may be. I have to take out the trash. And the thing is, keep in mind, I just said it was a whole party going on. So just think of if you have a party with a bunch of people, just imagine how much trash it is. It's at least like 2 big old black bags of trash, plus the regular trash that's inside our regular trash can for the everyday house. Probably like 2 of those bags as well. So it's, how many of us is it? I have 3 other siblings, y'all. I have an older sister, I have a younger brother, and I have a little sister. Out of everybody that she could be asking, of course, I know it's my choice. Y'all probably my girl, it's your job to do those. So, but it's like, you know how much trash it is. So it's like, why are you only coming to me and telling me like I need to take the trash out? Like, y'all, when I say she was coming to me and just, you need to take this trash out, you need to do this, you need to do that, da, 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 da. It shouldn't just be sitting in here, this, that, and the third, like just doing the most about some trash, y'all. And me, I'm just like, okay, like I already had it in my mind to take it out, because who wants to sit here and look at trash, or who wanted to just keep piling up to the point where I know at some point it's gonna be a lot and I'm gonna have to take it out, and I'm gonna be mad if it's way more than what it is now. So it's like, I'm gonna take it out, so there's no need to rush or anything. Like, so she kept saying that, and I caught an attitude with her, y'all. Yes, I surely did catch an attitude, because if I already had intentions to do something and then you come around and then you just keep telling me to do it, and I already got it in my mind to do it, and not only just that, I didn't only get mad because it's in the fact that I was already about to take it out. I also got mad, y'all, because it's 3 other people, well really 2, because my little sister, she was old enough. She had turned, what, 7? So yeah, she was old enough to take out some trash too. But it's like, it's 2 other people in here that can help me take out all this trash, and you only coming at me. You're not coming at your son, because he's the other person that's supposed to help me take the trash out. You're not coming at him, telling him to get his stuff on to take the trash out. You're not coming at my sister, asking her to help. You're not putting your shoes on, and you're not helping. So why do you think I'm about to sit here and take out 4 big old bags by myself? That means I gotta go out there 4 times. Why would I do that when I can get help and we can make this one little trip? So I quit an attitude with her, but I still ended up taking it out. Like, I went and I was like, okay, like, whatever. I quit an attitude, roll my eyes. I don't know what I did, y'all. I just know I got mad. But I quit an attitude. I still did what I had to do, but I did it with an attitude. Yes, I'm like, I probably said it, I know I didn't say it out loud, because I don't be OC with the disrespect or nothing. Like, that's crazy. So I know for a fact I said in my head, like, I was going to do it. Like, oh no, I said it out loud. I did say that out loud. I was like, I was going to do it. Like, and I said that as I was putting my shoes on with an attitude, and I took the trash out with an attitude, came back in with an attitude. So I came back in, y'all. She didn't say nothing to me. Not a single word. So I'm like, okay. Like, I didn't really care. Like, you already threw me off for the night. I didn't even care about being talked to. I went and did what I did. She probably went to bed, went in her room. I don't know what she did after that. Next day come around, y'all. I wake up, come to the living room. She out there. She didn't say nothing to me that whole day. I'm like, okay. One thing about me, if you're not going to talk to me, I'm not going to force you to say nothing to me. Like, it's never that serious. So she didn't say nothing. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I guess it's just going to be that. Next day after that, she still wasn't talking to me. A week go by, y'all. This lady still was not talking to me. Like, she was not saying a word to me. So I'm like, attitude? Like, you not talking to me all because you try to rush me to take the trash out, and only was trying to rush me and got mad because I got mad. Like, it didn't make sense to me. But I'm like, okay. So fast forward, here come October. So this had to be like a week after or so. It most likely was a week after this whole thing happened. But she still wasn't talking to me. So you let a whole week go by and trying to be petty for no reason when you could have just, I feel like as a parent, like I'm not a parent, but I feel like if you're a parent, you shouldn't really move in a sense like that with your kids. Like, kids catch attitudes, kids feel type of way, kids have feelings basically. So I just feel like as a parent, you shouldn't just be like, oh, she caught an attitude with me, now I'm not about to talk to her until she apologized or whatever the case may be. It was just stupid. So fast forward to that week after, me and my good sis Jayla, y'all already know who that is because she be in my videos sometime. She haven't been on my channel in a minute though, so I'm gonna put a video in here of her so y'all can see who she is. But me and her, y'all, we was always like planning stuff with each other. So it'd be a random day, y'all. I'd probably wake up in the morning or the night before we plan, you trying to do something tomorrow, you trying to come over tomorrow? She'd be like, yeah. And then be like, all right, we gotta figure out something to do. Next morning, I'm like, okay, like, you feel me? Like that type of friendship. So we had planned to go to the mall because I just wanted to get some footage and like some content in. Like how I used to do, y'all. I used to just be like, you trying to come over? We can go to the mall or we could just go outside somewhere. I just want to vlog. Like, if I was to put back up my old vlogs on my old channel, y'all would see how random the vlogs was. Like, we was not doing nothing at all. Nothing at all, but I had that camera out. Like, I was just trying to be consistent on YouTube. So it was like, let's like come over so we can just do a little fun vlog, you know, just vlogging our random day or whatever the case may be. So we had planned for her to come over and we had planned to go to the mall so I can get some content in. So we did exactly that. I might put a footage, like I might put like a little piece of footage in here of that day. But yeah, we had decided to go to the mall, whatever. But when we come back from the mall, it's probably like, I was being petty too, y'all. I was only asking my father stuff. Like, I was just looking at it like, okay, if you want to be petty, I'm going to be petty too. Like, what happened? But I had asked my father, I'm like, you know, can she come over, blah, blah, blah. It was like, yeah. So we go to the mall, y'all. I don't remember what time she got there, but I do remember by the time, like how it was, neither one of us had a car for one. That's first thing. We didn't have no car. Neither one of our parents, I already know they wasn't going to want to drop us off at no mall, because the mall that we was going to was at least like 30-35 minutes away. So I already knew neither one of our parents was going to want to drop us off over there. So we had to take the bus and we had to take the train. Keep in mind, you gotta wait for the bus, and then when you finally get on the bus and get to the station, you gotta wait for the train to come. And we had to switch lines, which means we had to get off and wait for a whole nother train. So by the time we got to the mall, y'all, the mall was closing. Literally, we probably walked around the mall like twice, and then we left out because it was closed. And our whole reason for going up there was to look for some ninjas. So, and yeah, I'm doing all this, and I had a little boo or whatever. But me and Toxic was like, we had a weird relationship. Like, I don't really even know how to explain it. I'm not even gonna try to explain it. So we get up there, mall about to close. So we just like, dang, like we came up here too late. So after that, we was just walking around outside the mall trying to figure out like, what can we do? What can we go? Like, where everybody be at? We posting on our story, what's the move tonight? This, that, and the third. Like, nobody replied. So y'all, we went ahead, we went back down to the station, and we got back on the train, and we went back to my house. And it took us a cool little minute to get back home too. So by the time we got back to my house, it was pushing 10 for sure. It was like, I'm gonna say like 9 o'clock by the time we got back, maybe 8 by the time we got back. It had to be like, it might have been around like 8 o'clock-ish, like 8:30-ish, because I said this was in 2020. 2020 was around the time when all, like, everything was closing early still, like quarantine, all of that stuff was still going on. So all our malls was closing at like 6-7 o'clock for sure. And we got up there right when the mall was closing. So it was like, yeah, we definitely got back in the house around like 8:30-ish. So once we got back to my house, we was just in there, we was cool, and we was doing us, like giggling, laughing, just being goofy or whatever. Then I was hungry, y'all, because my parents decided not to buy me any food, knowing I didn't have no types of money. Like, when I said I didn't have no money, I didn't have no money. So if y'all go out and get food, why y'all just feel like y'all don't have to buy me no food, knowing I don't have no money? I didn't have no funds, but they didn't buy me no food. So I'm like, well, I'm not that hungry. Like, we could just go get a little snack from 7-Eleven or whatever. So we leave out the house. We technically had to sneak out the house because my parents was never strict. Like, they had rules and stuff for sure. And I got in trouble a lot of time for staying out late. Like, that's the one thing they was not going for, me staying outside late and me coming in the house late. They was not going for none of that. But my parents wasn't strict though. But they wasn't going for that. So we technically had to sneak out. Like, how my house was, I lived in this neighborhood. The neighborhood was like right here. I got hair everywhere. But the neighborhood was right here. The 7-Eleven was across the street from my house. But like, it was kind of like I lived directly in the front of the neighborhood. Well, not directly in the front. I lived in the front of the neighborhood for sure. Like, my building was like towards the end of the other end, but it was at the front, so you had to walk a little bit, and then the gate was right there as soon as you made a little right turn, and then we had to walk across the street, and the 7-Eleven was literally right there. Like, it wasn't a long walk or nothing. So I'm like, let's just go get something from 7-Eleven. Like, we can get a little snack or something. So I definitely had a little bit of money. If I was able to get snacks, I definitely had a little bit of money, because I was not stealing. I wasn't. So we went over there, we got our snacks, we came back in the house, and when we came back in the house, we was just on live, we was on FaceTime, all of that type of stuff. So when I was on live, Toxic was in a live, y'all, and he was just saying little random stuff or whatever the case may be. And then, y'all, he had texted me and was like, basically like, what you doing, blah blah, like, I need some cat. I'm gonna just say cat. He was like, I need some cat. And now I'm looking back at it, it's just like, why would I let somebody approach me like that and still just give them what they want? Like, me now, it'd be like, boy, okay, like, wrong person. I don't know what you're coming to me saying that for. Now I would not let nobody approach me like that. But back then, I was just young, stupid, dumb, all that. So he texted me and I was just like, And like I said in the last video, when I talked about him, every time we seen each other, it was always him pulling up. He had a car, he was driving, and he will always come see me, and I will always go outside. Like, I legit will always sneak out the house just to go see this boy. But this time I'm like, my mother mad, she not talking to me. My father's asleep, and my sister, y'all, me and my sister share rooms. So my sister was at her girlfriend's house. So I was like, she probably not gonna be home tonight. Like, I used to text her and ask her if she was gonna come home. Hold on, y'all. I used to text her and ask her, like, are you coming home tonight? Like, it'd be so obvious that I'm clearly trying to do something. But I would text her, like, are you coming home tonight? And she didn't reply. So I'm like, dang, it'd kind of be like pushing it. Like, usually I could just be like, okay, I'm just gonna lock her out, because if I lock her out, like, she ain't gonna be able to, what's her name? Like, she not gonna be able to, she ain't gonna be able to get in the house if she don't have a key, because I don't know what she did with her key. Like, she lost her key or something like that. So I'm like, if I lock the top lock and I lock the bottom lock, like, we had a keypad thing on our door, so you had to put the code in to unlock one lock, but if the other lock was still locked, you just wasn't gonna get in the house. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and just lock the door. Like, I always would just lock the door, and it'd be like, if she come home tonight, she gonna need a key to get in, and if she don't have no key, she gonna have to call me to be like, open the door, and then I can lay out everything to get the boy out the house or whatever the case may be. But this night she didn't reply, and then I went out there and I noticed she took my mother's keys. So that means she was gonna have her way back in the house regardless. And it was like, locking the room door wasn't gonna do nothing, because at the end of the day, I was gonna have to unlock it to let her in. I can't just act like I'm asleep and not let her in, because how our locks is, well, in any for real, in any apartment, any house, stuff like that, you could legit pick a lock to get in the room. Like, it's not hard to do. So I'm like, it's gonna be like a lose-lose situation if I get caught anyway. And my sister, I don't know how she is now. Like, I'm older now. I don't really hide the stuff I do. Like, it's very much right in your face. So it's nothing you could tell that my parents wouldn't already know now. But back then, my sister would never be the type that would take my side. Like, if I did something, she would for sure tell my mother. If she's seen something on social media from me, she would definitely tell my mother. And y'all should already know that because I already explained this in the other story time I did when her girlfriend sent stuff to my mother or whatever from my Twitter. Like, if y'all watch that video, y'all already know my sister was not a ride or die for me. So it was like, if she would have seen this boy in his house, she would have told. I would have got in trouble. So at this point, Jayla was still over there. So I was like, she's still here. And her mother was out like partying and stuff. And her mother had ended up getting drunk. So her mother was basically like, you know, I don't think I'm gonna be able to come get you. Her mother was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to come get you. Like, see if her parents can drop you off. My parents was good and knocked out in a room sleep. So I was like, yeah. I was like, they definitely not gonna drop you off. Like, they're not gonna wake up to drop you off. So I was telling her, like, to be honest, like, for real, you could spend the night. Like, I'm sure my parents will understand. Like, if they was to wake up in the morning and still see you here, I'm sure they will understand that you didn't have no way home and that they was asleep. So I'm like, I'm offering her clothes. I'm like, you can, like, I got some pajamas that you can wear. Like, you was only gonna be here for the night. So I got some pajamas you can wear for the night or whatever. I can give you a little blanket, a pillow, and all of that. But her mother ended up being able to pick her up. So how I was gonna do it at first, I'm like, okay, if you over here, that's gonna be even better, because it's like they're not gonna really suspect anything. But then she ended up leaving. So I'm like, dang, I'm in this on my own. Like, I'm in this on my own. So pretty much me and him was still just texting. He was just like, I was just telling him, like, you know, like, you could come in this time, blah 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 blah. And he just like, are you sure? Like, are we gonna get caught, this and that? And I'm like, probably not. Like, my sister not here. I was like, I don't think she's gonna come home. I'm like, if anything, she's gonna come home like tomorrow. And I was just like, you know, like, we could try. And y'all, he was scared, I was scared, baby. We was all scared. Even Jayla was scared for me too. Like, we was legit all scared. I'm like, and then the thing is, when her mother had came and picked her up, y'all, her mother was like, oh, I gotta use the bathroom. Like, see if I could come in and use the bathroom, y'all. And she came in. She was loud. I was like, oh my gosh, my parents wake up, just gonna just blow my cover for the night. Like, she like legit came in making endless noise. I'm like, dang, like, my cover about to be blown. That's crazy. But they didn't wake up, so I was like, I was looking at it. I'm looking at it like, oh, they didn't wake up. That right there is enough to let me know that I can most likely get away with this. Like, I can get away with this. So finally, some time go by, and he was pretty much just like, oh, like, I'm gonna come over once I finish this game. And when he said that, y'all, it was at least like 12 o'clock at night. It was 12 a.m. It was like 12 in the morning. And I'm like, okay, y'all, when I say it was like 2 hours later, it was like 2 o'clock when he finally was like, okay, I'm on my way. And he legit did not pull up until, let's see, I got the screenshots in my other video, so I'm gonna try to take him out that video and put him in this video so y'all could just see. Okay, so yeah, he had actually, like, he told me it had to be around, like, I don't even know now. It might have been around like 10 something. I can't find it. I'm not even about to try to look. But it probably was around like, 11ish when he was like, it was like 11 or 12, between one of them 2 times, when he was like, oh, I'm gonna come after the game. So I'm like, all right, bet. 2 o'clock come, y'all. He finally pulled up. 2 o'clock. And I know it didn't take that long to finish no game, but that's another conversation for another day. So about 2 o'clock come, and he finally texts, he like, you coming outside? So at this point, I'm kind of like, I'm real live in the living room pacing back and forth. I'm like, should I just let him in, or should I just go outside? Like, if I just go outside, I did this before, if I get locked out, if I get caught coming back in, I could just say like y'all, this night it would have been easier to lie to my parents, low-key, because it's like, okay, if I go out and then I come back in and somebody in a living room or something, somebody like see me coming back in at this time, I can easily just be like, oh, like Jayla's mother was outside to come pick her up, so I just walked her outside so she wouldn't be out there by herself. But then the other half of me was like, you know, like, I don't know. So I'm like, or what if I try to go down there and bring him in, and then I come up here and somebody is right here, and then they see this boy behind me. I'm like, bro, like, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, going outside would be less risky, but bringing him in would definitely be a big risk to take. So I'm like, what do I do? Like, I didn't know what to do. I was just sitting there. I'm talking about stomach on 10. Y'all know how it be when somebody be like, oh, I'm outside, and your stomach just randomly start hurting. That's how I was feeling walking through that living room. I'm like, I sit on the couch, I'm breathing real hard. I'm like, and keep in mind, it's dark. Like, I try to keep it dark out there. I try to keep it quiet out there so it won't be obvious. So I'm like, should I turn the TV on out here and act like I'm watching TV in the living room or something? Like, should I just do that and then take him to the room and then come out here and turn everything off and act like I'm going to the room? Like, what should I do? Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I literally didn't know what to do. And it was like, I lived all the way at the top floor of our building, so it was like, it would have been no way for him to get out without anybody seeing him, because the way our house was set up, you got the front door all the way at the front of the house, you got the living room, you got the kitchen, and then we had a long hallway. My room was the very last room at the end of the hallway. My parents' room was right next to my room, and then it was a bathroom. Yeah, it was a bathroom right there next to my room, and then down a little bit, and then it was my siblings' room, and then it was like a big old hallway closet. The hallway closet was just filled with a bunch of stuff. It was big enough for like at least 4 people to go in though. Like, you could legit hide somebody in there. So I'm like, I don't know, like, I was just trying to figure out little hiding spots and stuff. I'm like, just in case, I could just run in there real quick. But then it was like, my father's clothes was in the hallway closet, so let's just say he had to get up to go somewhere for whatever reason, and he had to put his clothes on. He would have went in there and been like, who's this? Like, So really, I was just like, all right, let's just go get him. I go outside. I went downstairs to the front of the building, and I brought him upstairs. So once I brought him upstairs, John, I'm like, all right, like, he was already hip that I was like sneaking him in, but the way he was, it was just no telling what type of, like, based off his actions on a regular day, like the stuff he would say, the stuff he would do, it was no telling if he was gonna come in and start being weird and be like, start making a bunch of noise or whatever. So I'm pretty much just like, you know, don't be loud, keep it down for sure. And we had hardwood floor in that house, like in a living room area, in a hallway and stuff, but carpet in a room. So walking on that floor was like 10 times louder than what it would be walking on carpet. Y'all, he had these big old boots on. I swear, them boots was so loud on the floor. I'm like, oh my gosh, he walking too hard. They're gonna notice, not me, because I don't walk this hard. Like, they gonna come out, they gonna suspect something, like what I do. And then on top of that, I'm still stressing about, is my sister gonna come home tonight, or is she gonna come home in the morning? And the simple fact that she got a whole key, so it's no way for anything. So I had successfully got him in the room. We in a room, you know, he was over there for at least like maybe like 2-3 hours that time, for like 2-3 hours. And you know, we did what we did, or whatever the case may be. I was trying to keep everything quiet to a minimum. Baby, I had my TV up. I was watching, well, I had a movie on. We was kind of sort of watching a movie, but not really. I had the movie on, TV was up, I had my door locked. I was like, oh my God, I just hope, like the whole time I'm just in my head, I'm like, I hope my sister don't come home. Like, I hope she don't come home. I just hope she don't come home tonight. And how it would be, my sister would always have a certain time that she would come home if she came home at night. So that time had finally passed. I'm like, yeah, most likely she not coming home tonight, so I'm straight. So all of that. And y'all, the part that blew me the most when he was over there, he was like, I gotta use the bathroom. Like, what a bathroom at? I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you gotta use the bathroom? Why you gotta use the bathroom? Why you use the bathroom before you got here? Like, so y'all, he went in the bathroom, and I'm like, I gotta make it look like it's me. Like, if my parents just come out the room, see my door open, and see that the bathroom light is on and the door closed, and see me in the bed or something, they're gonna be like, so who's this in this bathroom? So I'm like, okay, go ahead to the bathroom. At first I was gonna be like, just let me stand in here with you or something, but I was like, nah, I'm not even about to be on that. So y'all, why I stand behind my door, like the way the door open, if I was to stand behind my door, nobody would be able to see me behind the door. So I'm like, I'm just standing behind the door, and then when I feel like he about to come out, I'm just hurry up and go back to the bed or whatever, so he won't be like, why you just standing behind the door looking stupid? So I'm like, I'm gonna stand behind the door so he get out the bathroom. I did exactly that. He came back in, I was like, all right, hurry up, close the door, lock it back. Had me stressed. I'm talking about, I was stressing so bad. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I'm finna get caught. But I was so scared that night, y'all, that I was like, I didn't even want him to stay into the morning. And how it was, like, my father has his own business, so on the weekends, which it was a weekend, he would always get up early. It'd be like 8 something. He would be up ready to leave out the house. So it's like, you gotta be gone before he get up to get ready to leave out, because if you still in here, I'm in trouble. So I'm like, you want to just like leave now? So he ended up leaving. It was probably like at least 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. It had to be like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, yeah, like, you want to just go now? And he's like, all right, like, that's fine, that's cool or whatever. And y'all, I'm so happy I made him leave at the time he left, because I swear to God, my sister came in the house 6 in the morning the next day. Well, not the next day, it was the same day, but she came in the house at 6 in the morning, like right after he left. And I got like probably like 30 minutes of sleep in. I swear she was coming in the house. So it was like, if he would have stayed any longer, she would have seen him. So I'm so happy my timing was perfect that day, because she never, like, when I say never came home in the morning, like, it's never been a time when my sister went to that girl house and came home the next morning. Never. It would always be, she would go over there and come home the same night, or she would go over there and come home the next night. So it was like, you came home the next morning? Like, why? For what? What you know what you know? So that's what happened, y'all. And the next morning, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of scared, because I'm like, okay, I was tripping. She's not here. I don't know why she texted. I thought she was at the door listening or something. In her room, like right here, like legit, the wall to her room is right there. So I thought I was caught 4 years later. But yeah, the next morning I was like real scared, because I'm just like, I'm talking about, I was so obvious. Like, I was moving so weird the next morning. And I feel like everybody else was moving weird too. I'm like, did they hear something last night? Did they see something? Like, or what was going on? Like, I didn't know. And then the crazy part, y'all, is we had a Ring camera at the door. And I did not care. Like, you could tell I was so obvious. It was just like, I think I'm caught. Because everybody was just being weird the next morning. Like, everybody was legit moving weird. Nobody was really saying nothing. Everybody was just giving, like, them little... Like... I hope I'm not caught. Like... But I wasn't. And because I wasn't, I did it again, like, a few times for sure. Like I was saying about the ring camera, it was a ring camera on the door. I don't remember if it was still on or not, but I used to go outside in the middle of the night with that camera right there. And it was just like, if they decided to look at the camera one day and see me walking outside, then I don't have no excuse for why, but I'm gonna make something up. But the crazy, I never got caught. Like, never, ever got caught. So clearly I'm just they go at this. Like, everybody else be saying how they got caught, and just be like, you just gotta know your parents, you gotta know the ins and outs. Like, you just gotta know. You just gotta know. But yeah. And I'm honestly happy. Like, once again, back to the time he left and stuff, I'm happy he left at the time he did, because it was one time when I let him stay till like 6 in the morning, like 6, 7 in the morning, and I was like, you gotta get out now. It's time for you to go now. If I would have did that night, that morning, it would have been over. It would have been over for me, because everybody was up. Everybody was up in the house, like, early, and it's just like, what is this about? But yeah, that's the story time on that, when I snuck somebody in for the first time. Well, not the first time, but the first time. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna come with more story times, because I actually got a lot of story times I could do. It's just a matter of me remembering, like, detail of what happened. Only reason I remember this story so good is because I watched the video that I filmed 3 years ago. But yeah, only because I watched the video that was filmed 3 years ago and was able to remember detail for detail of what happened. And yeah, so yeah, when I could think of some more story times to do, and the ones that I actually remember, I'm gonna definitely get on here and I'm gonna tell y'all, and I'm gonna let y'all know. I don't condone and y'all sneaking people in. Don't do it. It's not worth it, for real. Like, but it's definitely, I'm gonna say it's a fun experience in a way. And the only reason I'm gonna say it's a fun experience is because doing stuff like, I just feel like when you do stuff like that in your childhood years or whatever, like your teen years growing up, it just gives you stuff to talk about, for sure. Like, oh, when I was that age, I did this, I did that. Like, I don't want to have no boring, like, I want to be able to have stories to tell my kids, I'm not gonna lie. So that's why sometimes I just do dumb stuff for the plot of it. But that's definitely the end of this story. I ain't gotta sneak people in no more. I don't have to sneak out no more either. I still feel like I be sneaking out sometimes, but it's not really sneaking out, because like, I'm older now. So it's like, if you ask me where I went at a certain time, maybe I was at the car or I was with somebody. Like, I don't have to do that type of stuff no more. Like, I'm older now, so my parents don't really care about little stuff like that. As far as people coming over, I don't really bring people to my house. I don't like people knowing where I live. I let people come to the neighborhood. That's like the most. It's only 2 people that been in. I'm lying, but I'm gonna stick with that number. It was 2 people that came in over here, and they both met my parents, so it wasn't no sneaking in. So yeah, y'all gonna get a lot of story time soon for sure, because I'm about to just start living my life, doing my big one, giving y'all stuff. Like I said, I do dumb stuff for the plot, and that's not like a teenage thingy. That's just a me thing. So yeah, y'all gonna have some story times real soon. But I hope y'all enjoyed this one. It was kind of entertaining. It was entertaining for me to tell. I don't know if it's gonna be entertaining for you to watch, but it's definitely entertaining for me to tell. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Once again, make sure you follow my social medias. They will be down in the description below. I do sell vendors or whatever the case may be, so I might put the link down in my description so y'all can go get y'all one. It's only $7 and it's over 3,000. It's over 3,000 vendors. I got hair vendors, clothes vendors, cosmetics, all of that good stuff. So if you want to start a business or you just want to order your stuff from a vendor, I got what you need. I got what you need. Come get it and leave. But yeah, subscribe to join the family. Follow my social medias. I'm gonna even put my dump page in the description too, because my dump page is where I really be at, and that's where it gets lit at. Subscribe. And I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video, whenever I do the next video, because people be BSing when it comes down to recording beats. Everybody, literally. But yeah, see y'all in the next one.